The New Universal Library, Back to Methuselah, Play Cycle by Bernard Shaw. In 5 acts, it ranges through time from the Garden of Eden to AD 31 920. The argument is that unless mankind is prepared to aid the life force, human beings will be discarded, or as were the prehistoric monsters. Backgammon, game for 2 players using a board, 15 black and 15 white counters and 4 dice. Evidence of the antiquity of the game is provided by a board found at UR of the Chardis and by an illustration in the Rutrel Psalter 1499. The 4 sections of the board are each marked with 6 points in alternate colors. Each player starts with 15 black or white men, the object being to remove all pieces from the board before one's opponent. Dice are cast to control the moves of counters, but the exercise of skill is also necessary to make moves to the best advantage. Back scratcher, toilet implement. Its chief use is suggested by its name, but it was also used as a kind of comb for the immense coiffure of the time of George II. It was some 18 in length, made of cane horn, whalebone or wood, topped with a band of carved ivory and other material. Backwardation, stock exchange term, the opposite of contango, denoting a charge levied by a buyer on a seller who cannot deliver shares due on a settling day for permission to deliver on the following settling day. In a commodity market, it is the excess of spot price plus carrying cost over forward price. Backwell Edward died in 1683. English merchant and banker, often regarded as the founder of the modern banking system, descended from an old Somerset family. He became a goldsmith in London sometime before 1650. His shop with the sign of the unicorn being in Exchange Alley off Lombard Street. Like other goldsmiths, he was entrusted with money by his customers, and he began to lend his out to merchants at a rate of interest higher than that he paid to his customers. He had transactions with Cromwell and later with Charles II, who in 1672 owed him 300,000 UK. Backwell was a member of Parliament of Wendover in 1679 and 1681 and is mentioned by Pepys. Bacon Francis, 1st Baron Verulam, and Viscount St Albans, 1561-1626. English statesman, essayist and philosopher. The youngest son of Sir Nicola Bacon, Lord Keeper, a member of Parliament. He became confidential advisor to the heir of Essex, Queen Elizabeth's favorite. One of his essays, published after the execution of Essex and thoroughly edited by the Queen and her council before being printed, endeavored to remove popular misgivings regarding the Queen's conduct in the Essex affair. Knighted by King James, Bacon became Attorney General in 1613 and as such as closely associated with the struggle between Koch and Ellesmere. He was appointed Lord Chancellor 5 years later, introducing many important reforms in the procedure of the, the Chancery, and by 1620 had been created Viscount at Albans. In the same year, he was tried by his peers, charges of bribery, convicted and fined for 40,000 UK, excluded from court and all public offices and sent to the Tower. The king, however, remitted the fine and ordered his release from the Tower after 4 days. He devoted his remaining years to writing literary, philosophical, and legal works. His first essays, only 10 in number, published 1597, with the colors of good and evil, a subtle art of persuasion, were little more than jotting from his commonplace books arranged into some sort of order. They were illustrated, the contemporary vogue for Tell's prose style, imitating Seneca. In the second edition, the original essays were expanded, especially with anecdotes and with remarks, and 30 new and rather less, with 30 new and rather lesser pieces were added. The most informal, e.g., of masks and triumphs of gardens, occur chiefly in the full edition of 1625. Bacon's gift for the illuminating phrase and notably metaphor merely reflects the precision and insight on his mind and his immense knowledge of men. His wisdom, though, had its limits. It is essentially practical. The essays were written like Eliot's book of the Governor, and even the Prince of Machiavelli is advice for a monarch. Their concern is constantly with expedience, and they reflect the preoccupation with material advantage, which may be traced here also in his scientific work. His two great philosophical works are The Advancement of Learning, 1605, and Novum Organum, 1620. His aim was to be the architect from whose plans men might build a vast edifice of exact scientific knowledge, and for this purpose he laid down principles of inductive reasoning and scientific method, based upon observation, the study of nature, the accumulation of instances, and experimental verification. He held the aim of knowledge to be not empty speculation, but the improvement of man's lot. In all this, he marks a reaction against scholastic learning, with its verbal and academic disputations. The Baconian method, as it is called, has become the basis of modern scientific achievement. In his Novum Organum, or New Instrument of Knowledge, Bacon describes what he calls the idols of mind. It means tendencies in the mind to false beliefs. There are four such idols. First, idols of the tribe, prejudices and with wishful thinking inherent in human nature. Two, idols of the then tendencies in a person due to his individual character, temperament or background. Three, idols of the marketplace, false beliefs due to the abuse of words or confused definitions of terms. Four, idols of the theater, blind adherence to some traditional system of thought, or simply to authority in general. Legal works which appeared before his death include the Maxims of Law, the uses of law and the instauration